No, they ain't been out much. It's been too cold and rainy.
Okay, it is 7 o'clock. We will get things started tonight. Welcome to the Kenton City School District Board of Education meeting, May 20th, 2024. We'll get things started today. Item 1, roll call, please.
Mr. Ludley? Yes. Mr. Wingfield? Yes. Mr. Carmine? Yes. Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Okay. Pledge of allegiance, please. With the stand, pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item 3, approval and correction of the minutes of the regular board meeting that was held on April 15th, 2022. Could I have a motion, please?
Hensel.
Thanks, Rodney. A second?
Heidinger.
Thanks, Tasha. Any discussion? Corrections? Okay, with none, we'll go ahead and have a vote, please.
Mr. Wingfield? Yes. Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Mr. Ludley?
Yes.
Okay, item 4, we've got the Kenton High School Hardin Student Leader United with us tonight.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know, I am Amy Cole, who is one of the other school counselors. Unfortunately, Mr. Patel, which is his daughter's softball season, and they will be in 2023, Kenton City Schools supported Mr. Purcell. Thank you, Mr. Collins. Kenton City Schools supported Mr. Purcell's participation in Hardin Leadership. So as part of that program, the members had to come up with a class project. So Mr. Purcell and Martha Naw from the United Way, along with Grant Reppert from Quest Federal Credit Union and Adam Moore from Graphic Packaging, decided to restart the Hardin Youth Leadership Program that used to be around. Some of you may remember that program. So it's actually a joint venture between the Hardin Leadership Incorporated and the United Way of Hardin County. And those 4 adults, they're committed to continuing this program forward. So as far as what the program is, it is for sophomores in the Hardin County schools. And 4 participants were chosen from each school to meet monthly to strengthen their leadership skills, to learn more about their own personal strengths, and to learn more about their peers in Hardin County as well. So based on the positive feedback from the participants and like the advisors, the program is going to continue, which is awesome for our upcoming sophomores. But the Kenton youth leaders for 23-24 were Addie Howden-Shield, Tiffany Kalb, Tommy Mustaine, and Junior Wright. Tiffany Kalb and Tommy Mustaine are currently at Cedar Point. They did not want to give up that trip with the band to come and speak, and I understand. So we've got Addie and Junior here to give you a little bit of insight about the program.
All right, so we ended up going on tours to every school in the Hardin County Student Leaders Group. It was cool to be able to go and look deeper into the schools rather than just being there for like a sporting event or something. We also gave them a tour of our school. What made ours different from everyone else's is the way we did it. Our tour was split up into groups of 4 to 5 people and tried to shuffle them around so you weren't just with kids from your school. Other schools did it in one group, big group, which made it hard for us to like pay attention and actually hear what they were talking about. Sorry. We did our best to make sure everyone learned what they wanted to and figured out what they wanted to about our school. In my opinion, our tour was definitely the best, and I'm sure others would agree with me. In the end, though, it was definitely a good experience for everyone who was involved in it.
Okay, so one of the first things we did was we got a book called a Clifton Strengths book. There was a quiz in the back of the book that you took, and it basically told you your personal strengths. So each page would tell you about a strength, so you would have to go find yours, and it would explain everything. like me personally, my number one was a developer, so I look in for small improvements in myself and others. So it just basically, you get to go through and see the things that will help you along the road and help you see the good in others and what you can do to help others, basically.
We're also giving grant money to give out to people in our school district. We had applications, and some of the people in our school district filled it out. We had $350 to give. We ended up splitting it between 3 people. Those 3 people were Ms. Purcell, Ms. Thrush, and Ms. Van Horn. All of our group members believe their reasonings for needing the money donated or granted were very good. So Ms. Purcell asked for a little bit of money to buy new playground balls so the students at the elementary school could enjoy their recesses. Ms. Thrush asked for a little bit of money so she can buy notebooks, pencils, erasers, etc. for students in need, and needed things like that. And lastly, Ms. Van Horn asked for a little bit of money so her and a few of her students with special needs could go to a field trip on a farm. Overall, it was a good experience for us as students to be able to help teachers in our school district.
Each month that we met, we had a different speaker that would come and talk to us about their life experiences, or if they were an entrepreneur, their businesses. Our first speaker was a volleyball coach who made us go up and talk about ourselves and each other and just work on our public speaking. And we played a game where you had a card on your back that described something, and you had to find your match without actually telling them that they were your match or talking about your word. So we had to just give each other clues and work on that, just team building and exercising. And another one that stood out to me was a college professor who made us vote people off of this boat. So there could only be I think it was 5 people. And they all had different backgrounds, but you got limited information. So the first round, we didn't hit the amount of people we had to get onto this boat because we couldn't knock people off. The second round, we got more information on these people and just based our judgment off of small things about them that we didn't really know much. And by the end of it, we still didn't reach our people, but it worked on just judging people based off of the experiences they had doesn't really work out. Does anybody have any questions?
So this is the first year for this program? Is that, at least from probably, how long do you think it's been?
Probably 10 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Anybody else?
What was your weakness?
We didn't find those out, but
Really?
Strength finder.
Bears too easy, maybe?
yeah, 100%.
Well, thank you. If you don't mind, stay here for a second. We're going to get a picture right over here by the Kenton City Schools banner there at the top. Some board members will come over. I know, right? Looks good. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and one more time. Thank you. Thank you.
They can leave it there.
Okay,
Do we
item
have
5, public comment section. I don't believe we had anybody
Nobody
signed
signed
up
up.
tonight, so, okay, we're all right with that. Item 6, reports of the treasurer.
This is the month that we have to, by law, submit our 5-year forecast to the state. Do you want to bring that up?
Yes.
You got the file, Brian. Will you bring it up, Mark?
Ryan's in retirement mode.
supposed to what? Oh, am I? Yeah, okay. I'll get right on that. I gave each of you a table here on the copy of it. You didn't give it to me? Oh, my God. Cold.
What?
Cold. I shared it with all you guys. I gave it on my, when I did my help desk. It was all in there.
I'm just gonna get the old projector out where you put the paper in.
Overhead.
The overhead projector.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe you can just Google Kenton's 5-year forecast. Easier to find the coordinates for a missile satellite. That's right.
Video montage for the tires.
What do you want me to do? Okay. All right, that's fine.
Little bitty poles.
We're gonna wing this. So on the spreadsheet here, basically, as I've always said before, we look at line 6.01. 6.01 says, are we bringing in more revenue than we are expenses, or the vice versa? At this point, we are not deficit spending, so that means we do not have to dip into our reserves. Our reserves at this point from last year are $10.5 million, which is carried into this year. Our revenues, let me see this. Our revenues are coming in at $24.4 million, and our expenses are coming in almost at 23. So that means 1.5 million we are spending of our own and not into our reserves. With that said, the bottom line carryover last year was 10.1 after encumbrances. This year we're looking at 11.6 million after encumbrances. So that's about a $1.5 million increase from the last year into our cash balances. Another thing, we are, in our revenues, we are 60% reliant upon state money and 40% from local share. In expenses, heavily, our biggest expense of 83% is between our salary and benefits. So out of that $23 million that we're spending, 83% of that is salary and benefits. Our income tax, which we've had since 1995, a 1%, we about flatlined. It was a little bit above 0.05% that we received from last year. Last year we had 2.8. This year we had another 2.8, basically. Our unrestricted, which is our state funding, which is 60% of our revenues, we are 50% funded. So last year they funded us at 33%. The phase-in was 50% this year, and next year will be 66% phase-in. After that, we really don't know where we're going to be because the state then will go again. They'll have conversation, and we'll probably have another new biennium budget then going into FY '26 and '27. They're usually, biennium means good for 2 years. We have restricted revenue that we also receive from the state, and that is about $1.1 million. We have to spend that on certain criteria. Part of that criteria is DPIA, which is our disadvantaged pupils. It is our student wellness. It is our gifted money. We have career tech money. We have English learner. This year we did receive as a one-time amount of money, $101,850, and that is to be spent in next year's budget, and it's for instructional materials. So our curriculum director will have that money to be spent for next year, even though we received it in this fiscal year. We have a catch-all line, which is about $1.5 million in our revenues. That includes Medicaid reimbursements, JROTC reimbursements from the federal government. We've got a teacher that is being reimbursed through a grant from the MRESC, which will go away next year. We also have, okay. I'm just kind of, yeah, that's fine. It's fine, you can leave right there. We have special ed and regular ed tuition, which is about $370,000 that we receive reimbursement. And interest, we have, I'm estimating at $640,000. That, of the $1.5 million, $640,000 of that is our interest money. And that's because we're doing quite well with where the rates are right now. In our expenditure lines, like I had said, we are spending $12.8 million in salaries. The last 2 years of the 5-year forecast, so fiscal year 27 and 28, I did not put any base increase in that. Only steps are included on that. Our fringe benefits, we are very lucky this year that our insurance took a 0% increase. So that's been that way for the last 2 years. But we do have, for the life of the forecast, 6% included in on that. Let's see. Each year we get about $1 million in grants to offset salary and benefits. This year we got about $1.4 million to offset salary and benefits. And that's because we had a couple new grants that helped alleviate our general fund from having to absorb that cost. Again, line 6.01, as I said, that's the most important line to see whether a district is deficit spending or not, and we are not. Let's see what else. We had a pretty big increase in our supply expenses this year, and there was 2 reasons for that. We had an ELA 4-year curriculum. We spent about $200,000 on that, and then the tech department got to purchase smart TVs for about $110,000. And the reason why we went ahead and did it this year is because they had a great price break on it. So.
And we were about 3 years behind. We're back at around 20, 21, other things going on.
Yep. Let me see if I missed anything. Our enrollment has been hanging, actually, we've decreased a little bit. We are seeing some, our kindergarten class was very high this year, and our enrollment was 155 kids. So I guess we're looking at a kindergarten class again, of maybe a higher enrollment. I mean, we've got 130 kids per class, somewhere in there. So we're kind of monitoring that just to see what the trend is. It's kind of like that baby boomer thing, you know, back in the day, you had the baby boomers and you had a big, obviously a baby boom growth. We have COVID, so don't know if that's going to play a factor in for Kenton or not. That'll be kind of interesting to see.
And when I started in 2000, we had 2,200, almost 2,300 students.
Yeah, and we've got less than 18 basically.
Yeah, 1,700.
1758 or something like that.
1776.
Okay. Okay. And I was talking to Doug when he was in school. You guys graduate to 170 some, and Rodney said you did too. So we have had a decreasing student enrollment. But like I said, the last couple of years we've seen our kindergarten classes growing.
It was 08 or 09 when we had a major reduction in staff. 15 teachers, I think, 14.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Some of this is just visual, just to show the percentages and stuff. But this will be voted on tonight, and then it will be submitted to the state this week, and then you can pull up anybody's forecast once they've voted on it and see where everybody's at. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sue. Okay, with that, could I have a motion to accept, please? Second?
Ledley.
Thank you. Any other questions for Jill? With none, we'll have a vote.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Mr. Ludley?
Yes.
Mr. Wingfield?
Yes.
Okay, item 7, superintendent's report communication.
All
Floor is
right.
yours.
Yes, so we have a lot of guests here. Wanted to introduce them, but we're going to do it kind of one at a time. I'm going to start with Bus Garage first. Dan Comstock has worked for us for 12 years. He is retiring. The good news is he's actually going to rehire and come back and continue to drive for us, so that's good. He's the only one that's not here tonight, but I was able to give him his golden apple out at the Bus Garage. I told him he wasn't getting away from me, so I hunted him down, and he was grateful and appreciative, and we're glad that he's going to be coming back. So next, if Mr. Cameron doesn't mind making his way up, I'm going to go with the middle school. I'll pick on Mr. Cameron and go with the middle school here. So Amy Johnson is here with us tonight. She is a total of 29 years, 22 of those being with Kenton City Schools, has worked in special education, and Kirk, I put those, okay, I'll let you take it from there.
So the story behind the story is Mr. Jones and I were like, well, what are we supposed to say up there? I said, well, I'm the middle school, so I'll see whatever you do or whatever Robin does, and then I'll know what to do. So thank you, Mr. Thrush.
No problem.
So we do have one retiree at the middle school this year, and I'm completing my 12th year, and I've been blessed to have a strong intervention specialist corps, and Amy has kind of been the centerpiece of that, and I was kind of thinking her superpower is that she is able to take a kid that's resistant to do their math homework or write an essay or whatever it might be, and with ease, she's just able to kind of trick them into doing it, and they don't even know they're doing it. I don't know if she's using like an old Jedi mind trick or something like that, but so Amy, want to congratulate for your service to the students at Kenton Middle School. Thank you very much. Did she get the mic now?
Real quick before we go on, if you would continue to hang out here for a minute, because I do want to get a picture of everybody before you leave. But next, I want to go to the elementary school. So if Ms. Boehm doesn't mind coming up on up here, let's go. And then also Bonnie Bromeyer is here with us, and she has 34 years of teaching, and 24 of those being Kenton City Schools. So she's worked as a first grade teacher, a third grade teacher, and a Title I teacher at Westview, Hardin Central, and Kenton Elementary School. So she's been here in Kenton City.
I have worked with Bonnie in the title position. So for those of you who don't know, that is really a reading specialist, and it's a really important role for us for intervention and really to try to help those kiddos get to grade level. So one of the things that I will brag about Bonnie on is that she had to become kind of technologically savvy, and I think it's fair to say not her wheelhouse or favorite part of her job.
Right.
But she became really good at that, and I think maybe even enjoyed it a little bit. A little bit. But she is really great with reading with our kiddos, and we changed our model of doing that, so she really got the opportunity to work with several grade levels, which was great. And would you like to say something? Not really. I knew that was coming.
Okay, I am looking forward to doing a lot of reading.
Which makes sense. And traveling, that's something, we did have a little party for her, and it was all travel related, and so that was a lot of fun. But on behalf of Kenton City Schools, thank you.
All right, and then if Kim Coleman would come up, she has worked a total of 25 years within Kenton City Schools, and she's been an educational assistant at the middle school, Hardin Central, and then Kenton Elementary School.
Yeah, so quite the journey. She has also been at the elementary the time that I have been there too, and she's worked with 5th grade, which is not for the faint of heart if you are recovering from having 5th graders at home or around you. It is a great age, you could probably say, where they're still kind of little kids, but they want to show you that they're growing up. So it can be challenging, but Kim does a nice job of supervising them and working with our kiddos. But she is super, super excited about her retirement. So thank you, Kim, for your service.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, Jason, you've gotten to listen here because he's got the most number of individuals that are going to be coming up here. And so I'd like to start with Kathy Bourne. Kathy, if you don't mind, come on up. She has been with Kenton City Schools for 35 years. She's worked at the cafeteria at Espy, Westview, and then Kenton High School.
Yeah, the thing about Kathy, we try to emphasize at the high school, making sure every kid feels valued and important. The thing I remember about Kathy, I'd stop down in the cafeteria a lot and just say hi to everybody, and she always had a smile on her face, welcoming kids, making them feel important as they went through that line, because the most important part of their day is probably lunch, right? They're ready to eat. So, 35 years of doing something is a long time. I just thank you for your service of 35 years.
All right, next, Brent Fackler, if you would please come on up. He has a total of 38 years, with 35 being in Kenton City Schools. He's worked as a PE, elementary and Kenton High School, and OWE CBI teacher at the high school. And then one more thing with Brent is that he will be coming back doing the rehire for us for next year. So.
Yeah, I would say my competitiveness probably comes from Coach Fackler. I remember having him in 4th or 5th grade PE class, running the shuttle, grabbing that eraser, and I remember that to this day. He made gym class fun, but let alone being a student, he was also my baseball coach, my football coach. He's been a mentor of mine through my coaching career and teaching career. So he's been with Kenton City Schools a long time as well. And to do something that long, he's impacted a lot of kids, let alone in the classroom, but also on the football field, baseball field, and powerlifting too. So probably thousands upon thousands of kids through the years. So just thank you for your years of service to you.
All right, Craig, but I don't even feel right saying that. Buzz Lawrence, if you would come up, please. Buzz has worked for a total of 35 years with Kenton City Schools. He's worked as a custodian at the high school most recently, but also was at Northwood and Kenton Elementary School.
Yep, being a long-time resident of Kansas City, or Kenton, I've known Buzz a long time too, and when I was a kid playing Little League, and I've never called you Craig. So, I still call you Buzz?
Yeah.
Okay. Buzz, obviously, being at the high school the last 4 years, I believe, is it 4 or 5? Obviously, doing his job and being there, something I need done during the day, he's there to do it. I also would go down sometimes and just talk with him once in a while, say hi. We just chit-chat once in a while, and I'll miss those times, I guess, just having those conversations. But again, as I keep repeating this, but all three of them have 35 or more years of experience in Kansas City schools, which again is a long time and a testament to their dedication to what they do. So, Buzz, enjoy your retirement.
Thank you. And then Steve Sons, if you would please come up. Steve has worked for Kenton City Schools for 13 years. He's been a custodian at the middle school and then most recently at the high school.
The thing sorry, I'll wait till you get up here, how's that? The thing I can say about Steve is if you need something done around the building, you go to Steve. Any task isn't too big for him. That's probably more of your expertise actually, is just fixing things and making sure things are done. He's taking charge over the summer, making sure that building looked spotless, quite frankly, as kids entered in August. So it was a testament to him, leading and that effort in the summer. 13 years again of service, and appreciate everything you've done. Thanks, sir.
All right, well, before anybody goes anywhere, I'd like for you, if you would, to come on up, and we're going to get another picture with you guys, everybody that was just recognized for retiring. If you could come on up here, but the chalkboard, the old chalkboard, that'd be great.
He'll be lucky to get all them in it, let alone us.
Thank you very much. You are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but you do not need to if you would like to head out. So totally up to you, but it's not disrespectful if you want to head out, it's okay.
Take your apple and leave.
Yep.
Jason, you guys stay.
He came from a T-ball game. He rescheduled a T-ball game to be here. Just the committee reports that are next. So, yep.
I guess we'll move on to committee reports then.
All right, we met last week. Band updates. They're expecting 123 kids to participate in band next year. That's 5th through 12th. The band and choir will be moving into the high school gym during the summer. They're still working on purchasing a new drum line for the high school. A portion of that has been purchased. I'm going to do the other portion soon. The 8th graders at high school were at Cedar Point today. Their upcoming events for the band are graduation on Saturday and Memorial Day parade on Monday. Choir update, 300 kids participated in choir, that's 6th through 12th. Cabaret was this weekend and it was a huge success. On April 14th, a couple of choir kids went and sang the national anthem at the Cavs game, and they're already been invited back for next year. Top 20 tryouts are May 21st and 22nd, which are this week. Athletics, high school had 115 kids participate in spring sports. Middle school was 58. Softball went 8-1 this year with first ever WBL champs. Track and field highlights, Addie Mance placed first in the WBL 3,200 meter run. And then there was a new school record broke for the 4x8 relay. High school gym will be closed this summer due to construction. We're still on the look for a girls tennis coach for the fall. So if anybody that wants to do that, that'd be great. The biggest highlight was Kitten Athletic has a new app, which shows the calendar. You can also get directions to the away games, so you just hit directions, and then they update the scores of each game on that app as well. It's called Activity Scheduler, and then you just go into the app, type it in. It's a blue hat, then you put in Kenton City Schools, and then it transpires into the Kenton logo. So that's pretty much the highlight of the meeting.
Thank you.
That was it. You're welcome.
Can you tell who else is on that committee?
She did a really good job, because that was probably an hour, I don't know, an hour and a half or whatever, and she just summarized that for you in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Finance. Yep, finance tonight. We just went over the budget.
No old business, doesn't look like, so we'll go ahead and move on to new business. Item 10, authorization and resolutions. Approve the BOE educational assistants employed by Kent State Schools to substitute teach in their respective buildings for the upcoming school year, well, next 2 school years, it looks like. And then 10B, approve the following donations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different donations there. We're very appreciative of those from the local businesses. 10C, we're going to approve agreement tonight from Midwest Regional ESC and the Kent State Schools for assistant services. 10D, approve the agreement between the Midwest Regional ESC for the school's strength and conditioning coach services for June through July of 2024. That's the new service that we're providing this year. I'm super excited about that. Approve 10E, approve agreement between Midwest Regional ESC and the Kent City Schools.
For the school year.
Oh, for the school year,
Yep.
gotcha. I'm like, wait, we just
Yep,
read that.
for June, July,
For
and then-
24 and 25, so we've got the rest of the 2024 and then 24 to 25. Are the 2 different ones. 10F, approve the following overnight trips. Looks like JRTC, Boza, girls soccer, boys soccer, has a couple there. And 10G, approve the quote for Parent Square for 2024-2025 school year. I'm assuming that's just a renewal.
Mhm.
Is what we're doing there. Approve the following exchange student, Katerina Jacob. What is it? Jacob. Thank you. From Czech Republic, looks like. 10I, approve the Kenton City School Nutritional Standard Report for 2023-2024. 10J, looks like we're moving some resources around there. And same with 10K. Now, approve Julianne Grubb financials. Approve. Okay, financial. Cash Basis 3-year agreement for July 23 through 26 in the amount of $2,600. Approve the 5-year forecast that Jill presented tonight is 10M. 10N, approve a grant for $1,000 to the Kid Hungry and Kent City School Food Services. 10O, the bus transportation agreement between High Point and Kenton. 10P, approve the high school plan insurance. And I think we got an email earlier about that Jill explained all of that to us. And then 10Q, tentative graduation list. I did not count. What's the count for graduating this year?
I didn't count either.
Okay. And that is actually item 10. Can I have a motion to accept?
Hensel.
I got Hensel there first, second.
Reidinger.
Any clarification on any items in for 10? Questions? With none, we'll move for a vote, please.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Mr. Ludwig?
Yes.
Mr. Wingfield?
Yes.
Okay, item 11, personal
120.
items, supplemental contract is 11A. Looks like we were discussing coaches there. We've got all of them coaches and some lead team members. Down through there. Counselor team, and some, yes, some all kinds of team members there. 11B, supplemental contract for non-employee for the 24-25 school year. We've got football, basketball, and all basketball. Approve, 11C, approve the correction of Christopher
Fournier, sorry.
Fournier, sorry.
Yep, French.
From limited one-year contract to limited two-year contract beginning with 2023-2024. 11D, teachers' contracts for 24-25 school year, contingent upon required paperwork and license. Some 1 years and some 2 years there. 11E, approve the following people for 2024 summer help contingent on report. 11F, approve the following classification substitutes for next school year. And educational assistants, I guess. 11G, substitute teachers for the 24-25 school year. 11H, approve the written resignation of Steve Sons. We gave him some claps tonight. Written resignation for Russell Cummins. Custodian Brianna Greer, intervention specialist. Approve the following classification transfers. So we've got some people shuffling around in different positions there. And then approve Logan Trombley, educational assistant. 11M, resignation of Samantha Sprain. 11N, looks like we've got adjustment hours for Logan Howard. 11O, written resignation for Amy Johnson. 11P, approve the award for cafeteria. And 11Q, resignation for specialist. Lots of things announced here. We have a couple more resignations there for Linda Clarkson. Miller. 11T, approved educational assistant for Victoria McDaniel. Bridget Williams, interventional specialist. 11U, resignation of Kate Williams, or Buzz. Colin. Approved Diana Oakley for preschool intervention specialist. And Nicole Grindell, for educational assistance. Resignation for Deanna Oakley. And approved Trent Reicher-Durfer for an ELA teacher for next year. All of that, motion to accept that, please.
Ledley.
And in a second.
Wingfield.
Any discussion, questions, clarifications?
I just want to point out that we did hire a new boys basketball coach. It's Christian Williams. He was the assistant coach last year. We did do interviews with a couple other, one other person. One didn't show up, so, we just felt that he was the strongest candidate we had. We only had 5, he's already here. He seems to have a pretty good head on his shoulders. He's a younger guy, so I just want to point out that we did interview people and we did put it out, posted it, and that's who we ended up with. So we're happy that he was able to take that job. So
That's awesome. I had a conversation with him. He's super excited.
yeah.
He's already put the schedule together for summer, it looked like, when
Yeah.
I was talking to him.
Yeah.
So that's great. Anything else? Okay, with none, we'll go ahead and take a vote.
Mr. Carmine? Mr. Hensel?
Yes.
Mrs. Heidinger?
Yes.
Mr. Ludwig?
Yes.
Mr. Wingfield?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to item 12. That's adjourned. 7:45 tonight. Next regular board meeting Board of Education meeting will be held on June 17th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Thanks everyone for coming tonight.
So, my son-in-law is on Ada Board of Education. My daughter says